Before starting next mantra, Bhagavad Pad Shankaracharya ji concludes this section of travel, which started earlier by giving a simile of a chariot, horses, charioteer, etc. So he says, Nanu gatisched agati api bhavitavyam. It was said, Sodvanah paramapnuti sa pashta sa paragatihi. It said, and then two things were said in the earlier mantra. Sodvanah paramapnuti. In mantra number 8 it said, Yasmat bhuyo na jayet. From where he or she is not reborn. There is no rebirth. One. Second says, this is the end of the road. And again it was said, this is the end of the road. Sa kashta, sa paragati. That's ultimate gati. The word gati may cause some doubt. And he raises the doubt. This is manana. Vashyakara himself raises the question and himself answers the question. It is called mananam. Though travel was movement and the destination was Atma, Paramatma, you can say. Mahataf param avyaktam, avyaktat purushav paraha. Purushanna param kinchit, sa kashta, sa paragati. That's what they say. However, it was mentioned earlier, again and again, the very simile also, that there is no travel in terms of time. There is no travel in terms of space. There is no such travel that we are talking about. The whole process of travel is, especially in the last two mantra, Indriyabhyah parayarthaha, arthebhyascha param manaha. The travel is in sense of de-identification. Travel is in the sense of knowledge. There is an identification. Parashabda is in a sense of settler. We saw this. So it was enough made clear, and ultimately gati is to remove anatma. Remove ignorance. Remove anatma from atma. In India, there is a lot of encroachment. People encroach the land. They encroach the road, they encroach the farm. It's common. This is because we are all Atmagnanis. There is encroachment. There is encroachment of Atma into Anatma. Atma is claiming Anatma. That's encroachment. So whole process, you don't know the word encroachment because in Japan nobody does. Encroachment means the land which doesn't belong to me, to construct something or claim the land. All the shopkeepers extend something outside, and the road becomes shorter. That kind of, they put the chairs and they put the table and that encroachment. The houses also, the villages they always do. There is a lot of land, nobody bothers, so they extend the land. Here itself, there is a no man's land, some piece behind me. So when I took this land in 1992, I asked for, there was already some encroachment. As per the law on paper, it showed it is here, and when the fencing came up to so much here. So then either why to get into quarrel or create bad blood from the day one. You give me land 10 feet away. So let him enjoy, let him fight with the government. And so I took the land away from the farm, which is no man's land. In between there is some no man's land. Encroachment. That is encroachment. Okay, what doesn't belong to me, I call it mine. Okay, understood encouragement? Japanese, you don't understand. Because there is no encouragement. People are very law abiding in your country. I know, I have seen. I tell you, if I had gone to Japan 10 years ago, I would have built ashram there. My motivation is gone because of my age. Last time I deliberately asked him to travel to villages, and we drove. Not a single village, single place I found. The car was parked facing the wall. Every car. Not a single home I found where shoes were taken out facing the home. No, it will be other way around. Not a single home in a remote village. Like Gingling, Pingling, if you go, Kathiawar, all villages here, where they didn't have flower pots in garden. And so artistic flower pots of swan and parrot, all colored. If it was here, the pot would have gone at the night. And they maintained very disciplined people, very disciplined. Anyway, that's why I read Japan #1. Economic #1 may be some other country. It's easy to create wealth, economic wealth. It's difficult to create subjective wealth in terms of attitudes. Very difficult. It's all because of generations of their ancestors must have imbibed the value. You know, what Modi has done, my personal respect for him is not only because of his GDP is growing and India is now almost 2.75 trillion economy. It is going to be 5 trillion in next thing. But certain mindset is changing, like cleanliness. Now generation next children, when the parents throw something, no daddy, put it here. They tell you. Children are very conscious about it. Now paying tax, it was the governments before the king themselves were looters, rulers. So people learned duty. It was all under table. Now slowly everybody is learning, no, we have to pay the tax. We have to follow the rules. No, that's change. Human, very difficult. Japan has a tremendous. He had told me when I went first time, second time, no, I think Dominica was there. She took me to some Airbnb like thing, private house. I said, I want to stay in that house, not hotel. So there is no lock. We are so used to locks. I said, where is the lock? I said, don't ask. If you ask for a lock, they will say you to get out. Japanese people will feel insulted. No lock. None of the houses. Then there is, just shut the door and go. I said, I have my passport. So don't worry. Don't ask them. I was very strictly told. First time, when I was returning, I had gone for Hiroshima. I was returning and I stayed in between somewhere. I was invited as a key speaker for that Memorial Day. It was, I think 2012 or 14, something long ago. But there is no lock. It's the culture. Nobody touches. Anything belongs to you. And I heard the stories in Indian newspaper. When the tsunami came, whether this is true or not, you can validate if you know. The Japanese society is like Indian society. They save money. They save money, not throw away credit card and every weekend you are empty. They have a lot of money, gold and money in the home. When the tsunami came, so many people died and were swept away. They got a lot of jewelry, cash, things in their home. They all delivered to police. There is some law. You need not give. You have 3 months, nobody claims, you can keep it. And there is a law in Japan. Inform police that I have found this, and within 3 months nobody claims, you keep it. They don't want it. The public deposited everything to police. Police said you take away. It is not our property. Government said. Public said we will not touch. Finally this Abe, I think was the Prime Minister. They said we'll equal the amount and create a memorial. There was, can you imagine, no claimant for billions of rupees, billions of dollars. No claim. They don't want. Society refused to take. Government also refused to take. Okay, we cannot touch that. So from that, the equal amount government had to add and create a memorial. Very difficult. Anyway. So encroachment is new to them. I have not forgotten where I started. So they will not understand. There is so straight life in society. That's what I love. I love to come and love to stay because now ages and my work is so much. Otherwise I would have started ashram. Had you met me 5-10 years ago, I would have built that ichha. This is how Ishvara fulfilled the sankalpa. I got an offer to have a land in Kyoto. Government was willing to give land. And they said, Swamiji, build Hindu temple. There are Hindu society. We went, those guys, yes. They wanted me to take leadership. I said, I have a lot of work. I can't build temple anymore. Can't build. I told this Chetananda, you take, I'll help you with get some money from government and all. He also did. Dared to do. He didn't have the courage to start. But that sankalpa, Bhagavan gave me a chance. You want to come to Japan? Here is a chance. Anyway, coming back to this. So, Atma has encroached in Anatma. That which doesn't belong to it, it has taken over. The whole gati is in terms of withdrawal, pushing back to myself, the self, which I am not. Therefore, this Gnana Yoga is beautifully defined in the 6th chapter. The word yoga yuj means to join. One of the meaning is nirodha yojane. To master or to control, that is yoga. And to unite, that's a meaning. 2 meanings of the word yoga. Bhagavan Krishna says in the 6th chapter, this is actually viyoga. Not uniting but separation. This is the beauty of Sanskrit. If you add prefix, the meanings change. Hru, hara. Hara means to take away, to loot away. Now you add vi, it becomes vihara, to move around. You add prahara, means eating the person. You add a, it becomes ahara, that means eating. Whole meaning changes. So yoga and viyoga. Raga, viraga. Opposite of yoga. Viyoga means separation. So this Gnana Yoga is actually viyoga. It is not yoga. Nothing is to be joined. We may say we have to join, Atma has to join with Paramatma, Jeev has to join with Shiva. They make all slogans like Jeev Shiv ka milan hone wala hai. Jivatma, Paramatma, they say this. That's not so. They are already milan wala. They are already united. Only thing is the Atma has united with an Atma that has to be separate. Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga. This viyoga is called yoga. What is yoga? Viyoga from what? That yoga. Which yoga is done? Anatma sanyogasya viyoga is yoga. So whole process is de-identifying and finally owning up what actually I am. Now, 2 things here. If one doesn't have enough subtle intellect, You need a subtle buddhi. Drashyate tvagraya buddhya sukshmaya sukshmana. Subtle buddhi is necessary. And sharp, analytical. If one doesn't have that, one may not understand it properly. Vedanta or Upanishad is available for confusion. Words always lend itself to be misunderstood or sometimes not understood. So they may think inward movement. I have to reach the self. I have to gain the self. This is another common misconception is Atma Anubhava. I have to experience the self. It is all lack of proper understanding. One may not have a proper teacher also. The teacher should have proper knowledge of the Shastra, the words, how to communicate. It's a job of a teacher to see that only and only the intended meaning is understood. It's very difficult. Why I am saying difficult? To have, it is not impossible. Don't get defeated. It's very difficult. Oh, people say, there's another problem. The Bhakti fellows say, Vedanta is not for us. No, it is not for us. Vedanta is very difficult. It's for special class of people. No. True, it is difficult, but not impossible. If you apply yourself, you can achieve. It is like studying artificial intelligence or data analytics. It's difficult. But you apply and grow. That's all because you have to do that. Just because it is difficult, I try something else doesn't work. It is like saying, I want to become a doctor. Biology is very difficult. I will study history and language. You don't become a doctor. It's simple. You take simple thing doesn't assure you the goal. So similarly, Vedanta is difficult, therefore Bhakti, that will not give you moksha. That you be clear about it. If you want moksha, and if it is difficult, still I have to apply. I have to work for it, full stop. There is no way out. See, but often I give this example. Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna was the greatest archer of that time. Number one, archer of the time. And so that means he had a tremendous concentration, focus. Then only you can shoot. Otherwise you can't. And not only he could shoot arrows, but he knew astras. Astras means, Shastra means weapons. But astras means the weaponry or use of weapons with mantras. Like he would send one arrow, suddenly rain will come. He would chant some mantra, and Sarvastra, snakes will come, all that we see in the serial. That is mentioned in Mahabharata. Now, just by chanting one mantra, this doesn't happen. Even I also can try. This goes, what they say, to mantra siddhi. You have to do that japa for a length of time and propitiate that Ishta Devata. Ishta Devata should be at your request, not command, but at request. Moment you request, he does it. For that, some millions or thousands you have to do. And he had all astras. How much he must have done? How much focused he might be? And doing this japa and bhakta, he was a great bhakta. Bhagavan gives a certificate. Bhakto sime sakha cheti rahasya hetu. You are my friend. That means you are a bhakta, he was a great bhakta. So he must be having Shuddha Antakaran. You know, there again, Masuchak Kaunteya, Abhijatos, Devi Sampadam Abhijatos, Pandavi tells you are born with a good quality. You are Shuddha Antakaran. And he had a very subtle and sharp intellect. Still, it took 17 chapters for Arjuna to understand. 17. What to talk of us? It took 17 chapters. And Guru was none other than Krishna Paramatma, not local Paramatma. Original Paramatma was there. He still took time. So, in absence of proper buddhi, student may misunderstand. So, not properly listening, or in absence of enough Shraddha. Shraddha may be there, but then sometimes there are roadblocks in Shraddha. What is roadblocks? My strong values. I will do this only. I will not do this only. If this is told, this is over, like that, very strong-headed, in whatever little you have, then the words don't speak to the person. Therefore, knowledge, still there is a feeling there would be gati. Another classic example is Indra and Virochana. They are devatas, rajas, asura, raj, not ordinary thing. They went to Brahmaji to study. Indra could not understand. He asked him to do tapas. Again told, again couldn't understand. Thrice he had, 4 times Upadesha was given. In between tapas. Total 101 years he did tapas. Then he understood. Prathame Uktam, what was told in the first time he did. It occurred to him. Very subtle. So they think there are gatis. So to clarify it further, that there is no gati, there is no movement, there is no going, there is no achieving. This is so much of a conditioning, gati. We are so used to that. Even today, so many sampradayas talk about gati. Vimana will come and we will go to Loka. Bhagavan is going to give. Most of them believe that. And entire Bhakti Sampradaya. And the movies come. Mirabai went physically to Krishna and merged in him. Such and such a Bhakta went to Kailash Loka. Such and such a Ram Bhakta went to Saket Loka. Ramji himself came to pick him up. All kinds of stories are there. If you go to Vrindavan, you hear all the stories. This is called orientation. You're so used to. Therefore he creates further. Now understand one thing in Shastra, Vedanta Shastra, whenever gati is involved, it means knowledge. Bhashyakara writes 2-3 times in different bhashyas, gatyarthaha dhatavaha gnaptiyarthaha. Any verb implying going is in terms of knowing. Yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam, yad gnatva na nivartante. And here it clarifies. Because sarve gatyaha agati api bhavati, gati and agati. Means if you go, you will have to come back. However divine the loka may be, or however long time you stay, that means going certainly will involve return travel. So, how you say having gone where he is not reborn, that 8th mantra, Bhuyo na jayate, I showed you the mantra, 8th mantra. Tatpadamapnoti yasmad Bhuyo na jayate. He gains that pada from where he or she is never born. And then his param padam apnoti, swadhvanah param apnoti, etc., is told. And Shankaracharya says, Sarvasya pratyagatmatvat avagatihi eva gatihi. Okay. The prefix gacha, go. Agacha means come back. Okay? Avagachati means to know. What is the gati? What is the movement? To know the self as Sarvatma, that Jnanam itself is Avagati, Jnanam, Sarvatma, Atmanaha, Sarvatvar Eva, Sarvatma Swarupasya. That the self is Sarvatma, that knowledge itself is Naishatus. And that Gati is our Pratyagatma. That was again told in last two mantras. Indriyabhyah parayarthaha arthebhyascha param. What is the movement? From birth, Indriya, Artha, Mahanatma, Mahanatma to Avyakta, Avyakta to Purusha. That is you. So, Pratyagatmatvam se darshitam. In our last two mantras, it was shown. So he says, Yohi Ganta Saha Agatam Apratyak Grupam Gachati Anatma Bhutam Na Viparyena. Okay? If some destination is reached, ultimately, then it would be anatma. You have to really go somewhere, that somewhere is other than me. So it has to be what? Anatma. So you are making gati to anatma. You already have made gati in anatma. Why need extra gati? You don't need to go. So that is not gati. And therefore, Shruti Shankaracharya ji quotes Anadvagaha Advasu Parayeshnavaha. Okay? So, the path of travel don't have any path. Like birds, they travel, there is no path. Like the fish, it travels, there is no path. So there is no really path. I told you there is orientation. People keep telling there are so many paths to reach. So many paths that keep talking today. And they chant this mantra, Yam Shaiva, Shaiva Miti Upasate. The Shiva Bhaktas worship him as Shiva, Mata Matru Bhakta worship him Mata, etc. There are many ways to realize God. They are right. But the question is which God you are talking about. They say there are many ways. And I said there is only one way. Which God? Then why? Both are right. Both cannot be right. Both are talking opposite. One says many ways and I say only way. How both are right? The problem is which God are you talking about? If you think of God sitting in some loka, there are many ways. The God that I am talking is you, is not away from you. Where is the way? You can't have any ways. It is your Swarupa. And since it is Swarupam and still you have to reach, the problem is of ignorance, full stop. The good old story of Karna. That fellow took himself as the son of Radha, the charioteer's wife. Whereas, and he thought I am a commoner, an ordinary man, and therefore I don't have the privileges of the kings and the princes, etc. Therefore he was debarred from competition, the princely competition. Duryodhana saw the potential and overnight made him a king. You are my friend and I am giving you kingship of this kingdom. So now we are equal. So he attained the status of being a prince or a king, which was already achieved. Because he was the son of a Kunti. Actually, he was Kaunteya. So he belonged to royal family. But he didn't know. Similarly, the self that is to be achieved, the status of fullness that is achieved is your Swarupa. So therefore, it has to be, there is no path. That's your nature. Knowledge is the path. So that is what I am talking about. So people have this confusion, orientation of path. Okay? So in other words, if there is a travel is to yourself only. No other travel. In Gita ji also, there are so many shlokas. There Bhagavan says, Yam prapya, yad gatva, having achieved, having gone. What all they mean is having known the self. There is nothing else. Knowledge of the self itself is moksha. Understand? Because Atma is Nityam. There is no, you gain knowledge and then you get moksha. We say that. When you gain self, that is a moksha. You have not to gain moksha. Why I am already mukta? Exactly like the fellow who is in a dream in a jail and wants to be free. Moment he wakes up, he discovers that I am already free. That's a moksha. He has not to gain moksha. He saw this fellow dreamt and he saw himself in a jail in Turkey. And Turkey earthquake came, jail building broke up. He was not a Japanese fellow. He stayed in the jail waiting, come on, arrest me again. I can't go, I'm supposed to complete the sentence. He ran away from the Turkish prison. It got broken. And he was running and some police were behind. And when collapsed building was there, he tried to jump and fell. And discovered, oh, I am out of jail. Woke up. He fell from the bed. Nothing else. The fellow was thinking of Turkey, earthquake. Ended up in a jail. And he said, I fell down on this debris of a building, fallen building. And police will catch me. No, don't get me. Then she woke up. What's the problem? No problem. He said, this fellow was shouting, ghost, save me, ghost. And he said, why are you shouting? I am sitting here. No ghost will come. He said, meaning I am enough for the ghost. It will not come. Anyway, the knowledge itself is. Though we say you become free by gaining knowledge. Knowledge is a means for moksha. Gnana tu kaivalyam. Through knowledge you get, but actually it is what? Gnanam eva kaivalyam. Knowledge is freedom, not to be gained, for it is already prapta. It is already gained, nothing away. So, this orientation of gati, again to address that and again to emphasize, the thing is to be achieved, the thing is to be done. The doing orientation is so much in the people. Realize and meditate. They look for some experience, something to be done and all kinds of things. And this confused Vedanta is also floating in the society. That confused acharyas keep talking like this. That quote this verse, Mamaivaamso jiva loke. Jiva has been separated from Ishvara. Bhagavan said, Vikhuto padi gyo chhe. He has lost himself from away Bhagavan and he has to go back and merge into Bhagavan. What merging? Swami would say, nowadays so many people are doing this, some religion, so many. Formerly they were not many, going to different groups and different systems and all that. So Swamiji would say, now so many will be mukta. There are gurus who bless, my blessing, you are liberated, certified. And there are gurus who do, they will put you on the back. In Gujarat they will call dabba. They give you blessings. That means that blessing is a visa stamp for mukti. And Guruji, dabbo padeo. Final. There are some brothers, and that's stamping for visa. They believe. So Swamiji would say, so many will be going, and all merging in Ishvara. I am sure Ishvara must be having gastro trouble. He must be taking flagyl, that American tablet for gastro trouble. He has a gastric problem. Flagyl or US brand used to quote. By saying this, we are belittling Ishvara. When you say, I have to merge, that means you are away. And in the same breath you say, Ishvara is everywhere. That means that everywhere-ness of Ishvara is minus you. Ishvara is everywhere minus me. Unfortunately, if I alone was there, that's fine. Ishvara would have a little loss. Everywhere, but little thing is gone. Forget it. I don't care. Ishvara would say, but everybody says, how much less Bhagavan will be left out? And I said, not everywhere minus me, everywhere minus me. Bhagavan will have only little Vaikuntha. Because whole earth says, you are not here, you are not here. So, by saying that we have to go, we are creating, belittling Ishvara. We are contradicting. Ishvara is in all forms, minus my form. Ishvara is everywhere, minus me. How is it possible? And there are so many vakyas clearly stated. Even forget about Upanishad, Gita ji. Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashraya Sthita. I am the self of everybody seated in Antangara. Sarvasya Chaham Hridaya Sannivishta. I am the one who is in the heart of everybody. Kshetragnam Chapi Mam Viddhi Sarva Kshetreshu Bharat. In all bodies, there is one Aham. That Aham is me. Very clear. सर्वभूतस्थम आत्मानि सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र सर्वदर्शन यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि सच मे न भ्रामि. He says, I am everywhere. Still that orientation. And they say, one of the acharya is telling me, your moksha is not to happen. My moksha will happen. Which moksha are you talking? And moksha from where? Both are right. Because your moksha is from this loka. And my moksha is from samsara. And you will have moksha from here to go there. But not from samsara. No, your moksha can happen because only if all atmas are mukta. There is all atmas. I am telling there is only one atma. Where is the question of mukti of all atmas? They think there are many atmas. Therefore everybody should be mukta. They go to some professor and vidwan and study and get gold medal, Acharya in Vedanta. Now what is Acharya in Vedanta? This is not Vedanta. I don't understand. So therefore, to negate that, next mantra, there is no gati. Okay? Look at the first word of it. We'll change the mantra. Isha sarveshu bhuteshu gudhotmanat prakashate drashyate tvagraya buddhya sukshmaya sukshmadarshibhi. ईश सर्वेषु भूतेषु गूढ़ोत्मान प्रकाशते. ईश सर्वेषु भूतेषु गूढ़ोत्मान प्रकाशते. Again, some of them made the Gururad Prakashate. Esha sarveshu bhuteshu gudhottmana prakashate दृश्यते त्वग्रया बुद्ध्या सूक्ष्मया सूक्ष्मदर्शिभिः एष सर्वेषु भूतेषु गूढोत्थान प्रकाशते दृश्यते त्वग्रया बुद्ध्या सूक्ष्मया सूक्ष्मदर्शिभिः Together. Esha sarveshu bhuteshu gudhottmana prakashate drishyate त्वग्रया बुद्ध्या Look at this. The first word is Esha. This. This Atma. Esha Atma. This means which Atma? Two way. What was talked in just previous mantra? What was said in the previous mantra? Avyakta Purusha Paraha Purushanna Param Kinchit Sa Kashta Sa Param. That Atma. That Atma which was referred as Purusha, which was referred as ultimate destination, which was referred as there is nothing superior to or subtler to or pervasive to this Atma. That means this is the one who provides easiness to other. That Satta Pradata, Adhishthanam of everybody. That Atma, my Atma, is what? He says, Esha Atma Sarva Bhuteshu. This Atma is in all beings. When that means what? There are not many Atmas. It only one Atma appears as many Atmas. Like in 20 mirrors, in front of 20 mirrors they are arranged and I stand. There are 20 different persons. Correct? No, there will be more. But each one reflecting other. There will be so many persons. All of them, there is only one Atma. Who? I. Though we say in Sarvesh, in all these reflections, there is only one Atma, one self, one I. This is I is same because this I raises the hand, all of them raises the hand. This I smiles, all of them, there is one Atma. Sarveshu Bhuteshu Atma. But unfortunately it is Gudaha hidden. Na prakashate. It doesn't shine forth or it is not known. How it is known? Drashyate sukshmaya buddhagraya buddhya. It is seen. Agra buddhi. Agra means sharp. To see that Atma, you need a sharp intellect and sukshmaya, a subtle intellect. And when you have that, you will, who will see? Sukshma darshivi. Those are who have subtle vision all the time. Literal translation will be Sukshma darshivihi, subtle seers. Those who see subtle things, those who have habit of seeing it, viewing it, things subtly, they will see the Atma. This is translation. Tomorrow we'll see. Therefore there is no gati. And there is only one, not many Atmas. This is Paramatma inside witness and there are many witnesses. The Sankhya says Prakriti is one, Purushas are many. You don't need many. Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Hari Om.